Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little maintenance on our 2019 Honda CR-V. I got that one right this time. We're going to change out the spark plugs. So to do that, we have a number of tools that we have to have. Plus, besides the spark plugs, we want to make sure we're changing out the isolators. These isolators will go bad over time, and when you need to replace the spark plugs, I recommend that you do that. I picked the spark plugs up and the isolators at O'Reilly Auto Parts. We're not affiliated with O'Reilly at all, but that's where I shop because I have my military discount. So if you do have if you are a veteran and you have a veterans card, or if you're a retired military or active duty military, please use O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They have great discounts for you. So first thing you got to do is you need to gap the plugs. Now I use this device to gap the plugs. Had this for quite a while. This is a 0.044, which is right about there. And basically what you want to do, and don't rely on the factory settings from the where you buy the plugs. And these are an NGK, just so you know. These are an NGK plug, which is exactly what Honda recommends. So we're going to check these. I've got it set right at 44. Nice and tight. Pull it out. Do that to each one. If this is a little bit tight, all you need to do is bend it back just a little bit, and then check it, and then bend it back if you need to. Lower it down. So not too much, just a little bit at a time. Okay? Alright. Other tools that we're going to need, of course, ratchet with a 10mm, that elusive 10mm socket that constantly gets lost. A torque wrench set to 13 foot-pounds. Now, why are we setting a torque wrench at 13 foot-pounds? And that is because that's what the spark plugs require. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to take this down to 10, 15, here's 10, 11, 12, 13, and lock it down. Okay, and then we're going to set this off to the side for now because we won't need that. First thing we have to do is we have to take this off. And I'm not using any power tools like a drill or anything like that. And the main reason is because you can strip things out by doing it that way. I will use it on some occasions, but not all occasions. Now there's 3 of them. Let's see if I can get at this one down here. Okay, and then finally, we need to disconnect the hoses here from it. Little rubber stop back here. All right.
1 second.
We're going to go ahead and loosen these up just all the way. Okay.
It's a boy. No, she's in.
Alright, so you can see this mount back here. And then, of course, the 2 hoses. I'm going to set this off to the side.
I changed sides because the light was just starting to...
So these are the coil packs. And we're going to go ahead and get them off. Alright, so we got all the wire off. And now we're going to take these off. Then you take the coil packs out. And be careful with these. Don't damage them. Oh my gosh. From the factory. Loose. Wow. That's amazing. I'm just floored. The screw was hardly even in there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull these out. Just pull it straight up. And you can see this is the isolator right here. You're just going to basically pull it off. And down inside there you can see there's a spring. Kind of hard to see. But let's go ahead and take off one of the two new isolators. That way you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is the new isolator. And there is a spring that goes down inside here that the spark plug connects to. And the coil pack also connects to right here. So we're going to do one at a time. Do the first one for you. Now this is a 14mm socket. One of the things, you can't just use a regular socket for this. Inside this socket there is a kind of a rubber foam piece, and what that does is it, as the spark plug, the socket goes down in, it attaches so that the spark plug will, when you pull this out, the spark plug will come with it. Don't use a regular socket because you won't get that thing out. Go down and get the right socket, 14mm socket, 4 spark plugs. There we go. It's a long thread, so take your time, go slow. Okay. Yeah, pretty well pitted. They were ready to be changed. I don't know. Let's maybe we can get a little closer here. You can see the top of the this right here. It's pretty badly pitted, so definitely ready to be changed. As you can see, that spark plug came out, and it has to do with that rubber foam piece down in here. All right. So now this back in. Go straight down in so you don't hit the spark plug top. Now there is no reason to put any kind of anti-seize or anything on here. NGK coats their plugs with anti-seize, so you're good to go. Okay, once it stops, then we're going to get our torque wrench set to 13 foot-pounds. We're going to go in the right direction. You can't hear it, but it is clicking right there at 13 foot-pounds, and we're done. Okay. Okay, so we got the last one out. I just want to go over one final thing with you. You put the spring down through this end right here. I don't know if you've been paying attention to when we put the other ones in. Wasn't quite sure if I had specified that. And then we'll push it on, try to get it on there straight. So it's nice and snug up against there. Okay.
So what was the thing about the different color when we pulled that last one out?
Oh, it's probably just the heat from the engine.
What exactly is the different color of the cylinder that you just had?
No, not necessarily. Probably just the heat from the engine turned it a little bit lighter. And you'll notice I am putting these screws down by hand. I just want to make sure that nothing is stripped. It's never a good idea to strip these. Don't ever start it with a power tool, ever. Any good mechanic will tell you, you start everything by hand, and if you're going to put a power tool on it, do it then. And we're actually going to take and put the torque wrench on them. They are also at 13 foot-pounds.
So is there different levels of quality of spark plugs you can buy? Or are they all
Well,
the same?
the ones that I buy are the ones recommended by Honda. That's a good question. And that's the NGK Iridium plugs. Always want to go with OEM plugs, no matter what make or model of a vehicle that you have. Original equipment manufacturer recommendations. I used to do the same thing with my Ford. When I owned my Ford, I always put Motorcraft plugs in. They were always Iridium plugs, but they were Motorcraft plugs because that's what Ford recommended. I've never been a big Champion fan or all these different kinds of specialty plugs. I've always had great luck with using the original equipment manufacturer. That's OEM plugs, what's recommended by the manufacturer. Okay, so we want to double check, make sure that the plugs are in there correctly, and then we're going to put the crankcase ventilation box back on. I know I didn't say that before, but this is the crankcase ventilation box. Now, start with the hoses over here, and then the inlet back here. Actually, we're going to go the other way around. There we go. Okay. And we're gonna put the screws back in first.
So they don't fall in.
Well, fortunately, Honda does a good job of making. Okay, so started it up. It is running nice and smooth now. So much better. So much better.
What a difference.
Yeah. You want to make sure you're maintaining your vehicles properly, and this is one way to do it. Pretty simple project that pretty much anybody can do. Aside from this YouTube video, there are a lot of YouTube videos out there for every vehicle that you can think of. This particular one is for 2019, and I know that at least the 2022 CRVs are pretty much the same for the 1.5 liter engine. Alright, well, I don't want it to get too hot because now I'm going to go change the oil on it. That is simple, so I think you guys can figure that one out for yourselves. But I want to make sure that you subscribe, like, and hit that bell so that you know we're coming out with another video. Please share these with your friends. And Stephanie's giving me sign language again.
Comment.
Oh yeah, don't forget to comment about the videos. We like to see those comments. So lots of comments are great. All right, well, have a great day. We'll see you on the road.